Gonna be 3 at the end of July. So time
Okay.
keeps on ticking, man. Jeez.
Oh yeah, it goes by fast, very fast. All right, good deal. So I think we have most of the team here. Um, let's kick this off. Yeah, I see Daniel, Charlie, Moses, Gary, Alexandro, Eric, and William. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
All right, let's do this.
Good morning.
Yep, let's do the run through for activities this week. I know we're wrapping up. Some of us were traveling and do a quick round, and also looking forward for the next week or two. So yeah, Daniel, let's kick off with you, please.
Okay, so I returned yesterday from the Amazon gave one the Apex install day for modifications. That's what was scheduled is done, but there's another trip what needs to be done as soon as Amazon does the cutouts for the sidecars, and we can mount the new speed tech encoders on the top. So that change still needs to be done most probably in a month or two from now. And then for next week, I'm going to Boston to the Boss 12 Amazon site for that Forex pilot system install. That's scheduled for Monday to Friday next week.
Okay. All right, Daniel, 1 second, please. William, are you able to pull up the forecast file, please? Maybe we can update it on the fly. And
sure, give me a second.
Yeah. Take your time. I figured we can run that in parallel as we go through these activities. So, sorry, Daniel, you were saying about next week, right?
Yes, so next week is Monday to Friday on the Boss 12 facility.
Okay, and that's the Boston Amazon opportunity, right? Or a pilot,
yeah.
I should say.
Yeah, it's a Forex pilot one. What I've got in the it's apparently a lab, the Boss 12 facility. It's a Amazon lab, development lab, or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've been to that one a couple years ago with Taylor Smith. If that's the same place. So good.
Okay.
So that's the plan for next week. What about future looking for the Correct RX and the other engagements we have? Do you have a sense? I know that wasn't set in stone, but do you know where we stand as of now on that schedule?
I'm planned for Monday the 10th to do training with I can't remember his name now, for the Panda system in Bloomington. But then, as far as I've got it to the install, we will start on the 22nd, the Saturday, the 22nd or 23rd. They were still trying, so I wasn't this Monday in the meeting, but that was they're trying to get the conveyors there sooner and then start. So it will be at the earliest this fall will be the Friday 21st, what we will start on site and then work straight through every day until we get it done. But they want it done by the 31st. or the 31st of May. It must be complete.
Okay, so Amazon, is that's the correct RX? So I think what we have there, William, is good for the week of calendar week 20, but then it's just the following week, right? It's 1 week. They want to be done by the end of the month. Correct?
Yeah.
So do we have the span of that weekend and 2 weeks after? Or is it just that 1 week after? So week number 21.
The calendar week 21, I think we will do 70 hours there.
Okay. So it's a full week.
Because we will have longer hours than days because we need to fit everything in. So I would say 60 or 70 hours what you can schedule there. And then for the calendar week 22 will be only 20 hours because that's only the last 2 days, the 30th and 31st. And then it must be running.
Okay.
And
Got it.
the 2 lines above that Amazon labeling system, that's
Yep.
moved that 54 hours there, that moved away from there. And that's for the calendar week 18 now, and it will be 40 hours.
Okay. But 40 hours plus travel, right? So is that right?
Because I leave early Monday morning, and then I go straight to site and work there Friday. But maybe 48 hours with the travel.
Okay. So William, when we do this, do we count with the travel, or we just capturing the actual work time?
Just the actual work time, and that, brings into question this one. I mean, I can increase the attendance time just for this one because it's going to be a 1-for-1 on the attendance time, so it'll slightly skew the productivity numbers.
Okay. So it'll be for the better, right? Because actually will be more, correct?
If I add in that 20 hours of, we know Daniel's going to have that attendance time. I don't know.
Yeah.
It actually brings it down. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it goes from
William,
28 to 26.
Yeah. Yeah. We right now I don't think it's clear how is that factored. I'm talking about the productivity report by FICO team. But remember last week on that execution excellence meeting, Joe mentioned there's a tool they're coming up with, or a setting that will capture the overtime. Today it's kind of buried in. So I'm interested to see what does that mean. We can come back and update these formulas. But
yeah, I think they're going to have a new productivity tracking number. So prod 1 and prod 2 will stay the same, but then they'll have a new productivity that reflects the overtime aspect of it.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Daniel, you said this week you were at Amazon. Was that the Amazon Apex?
Yes.
Okay, Daniel,
Yeah, so
did we capture those? So was it 3, right? So one you did this week. Next week you're going to Boston with Amazon as well. And then fast forward to correct our access in May. Was there something
Yes.
else in between or afterwards we know of?
No, there's nothing else at this stage right now.
Okay. All right. Good. No, that's quite enough. In my mind, I thought there was something else we were talking about with Sunil. Maybe it didn't hit yet, but
Yeah, there's another Amazon, the one in CMH,
yeah.
CMH1, but they don't have the purchase order for that yet. So that schedule, or obviously that will be coming in later down the line when we get the purchase order.
Okay. All right. Good. So it's too early to capture that in there. So
That's
for
not
now,
CMH1,
okay.
it's CAE or CAE. That's the one in Columbus, in Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah, I don't know
Remember
what. Are we expecting a PO? Is it moving along? Do you know? Because last I heard from John and Ivy that they were working it out with Amazon. So I haven't heard anything recently.
That's the last. No, that's the last. What I also have is that they're still in discussions and working it out.
Okay.
But that's why there's no schedule or even any timing on it, because there's no go ahead yet.
Okay. Okay. Good. Anything else, Daniel?
I see we've got a J Crew one in for this week. CPM Pre, when I last reached out to them, they were still waiting and talking to the customer on a date for that. So there's no date for that yet, for that installation date. I think I'll just move it down the line. Cool.
Daniel, do we have a PO for that one? We just don't have a target date of completion from the customer. Is that right?
That's what I got from CPM Pre. That they were still working out the schedule for the install in it, so that's not confirmed yet.
Okay. All right, got it. Thanks. Okay, let's move on to Charlie.
Hey, so,
Hey,
yeah, so I
Charlie.
just got pretty good. So I just got out of a meeting with all the team members regarding Classic. That's one of the things we're going on. So multiple things going on. We have Classic with Magna. The next couple of days, we're trying to solve some of the issues they're having. So next week, I might be spending some time with that. BP controls, which I was expecting to go today, but I just got the license recently, so that's also going to be next week as well.
Yeah, one second, please. So Magna, I think we don't have any hours to build, so this would go internal.
Yeah, but it's still
Right.
going to be trying to support them because they're still having issues with their fishing systems, and they don't have the technical capability to solve these. So
sure.
Me
All
and
right.
Randall.
So we'll capture that and okay.
Yeah, go ahead. So me and Randall and
a
couple guys are going to try to solve their issues and help them out a little bit. So I'm expecting next week to spend some time with that.
Okay. All right, great. So that's internal.
Who are we charging those hours to?
I would put MPM systems. Charlie, this would have been something Nick would be doing. right? If he's still around, correct?
Yeah, he's been up, going in and out because he's also has some other stuff going on, Toyota and other pending tasks.
Yeah.
I'm jumping in to help him
Yeah.
out. Same as Randall, and we also have somebody from IBP over in Germany jumping in to. He's an expert with PLB systems.
Okay. All right. That's
R5.
cool. So yeah, this would be MPM. And you said BP controls, right? I don't think
Correct.
we have them listed here, do we? Okay, that'll be also internal.
That's internal as well. Yes.
Okay. And is that like a day or two next week?
Tops, I'll say 2 days.
2 days.
Probably just
Okay.
take 1 day. But I will put 2 days just in case to cover any hiccups that show up.
And where are you charging your time for that one, Charlie? Is that MPM systems as well?
This is correct. This is it's not an actual integration. They're just trying to test our cameras with their robots. So we're just gonna help them out, trying to integrate so they can start their testing and see if they like it or not, essentially.
All right, good deal. Anything else, Charlie?
So far, that's what I have. In the meantime, there's some things still on the work for the next couple of weeks. I think I can also add the robotics demo I'm going to build up. I'm still waiting on parts for that, but I think I might expect to start that on the 3rd week of May.
3rd week of May?
Yeah, that would be the 6th.
Okay.
Who is this demo for?
It's for us. It's a small little robot I'm trying to build up within a frame so we can carry it around, take it to any customer that might want to see it.
That would be also charged to MPM systems as well. So that's been agreed upon, William.
And how many hours do we expect that to take?
It's going to take a while. I have to build up the frame, set up the robot, start programming, testing, and all that stuff.
Couple of weeks.
But give me 1 sec. I think I have the schedule here for that. Give me 1 sec.
Yeah, I think we had a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it was about 2 weeks, I think. Let me see.
Yeah, but yeah, take a look, please.
Give me 1 second, William. I have info right here. So I have it for about 3 weeks, 50% of the time with 3 weeks. That'll be about 1 week and a half, essentially. 1 week and a half or 2 weeks, depending for any hiccups.
All right. Very good. Anything else, Charlie?
That's all I got.
Okay. Hey, good job with the macadamic PLB integration you did. So we got a feedback from them on the code you put in. So that's great. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? And then even better, maybe next time when we have something like this, it would be great to demonstrate it internally, at least to this forum here, to our team.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't have the chance to showcase the robot because I was still developing on it. And then I had to send it
problem.
back.
Yeah, I think we are getting it back, if I understood correctly, at some point. But a note for all of us here. So when we have these activities and we on a demo, or it could be just pure software and dashboards and what have you, let's plan to integrate that into this meeting. That'll be great setting for us to go through that. So whoever has got that going on will plan it better and start doing those demos and hands-on training internally. Yes, it's virtual, but it'll be great. But
Celine, there's something probably we can also do with the one I'm start to build up the mobile demo in the next couple of weeks. I can also
Sure.
do that with that at the end once I get it
Yeah.
all set up.
Yeah, I would love that. But tell the team here a little bit about this activity, what you've done with that robot. What is it first? I don't think any
Yeah, so
on saw it.
So essentially, there's a Macademic. They are a manufacturer of small robot arms, and I don't know how old they are. I don't know how recent that the company started manufacturing those specific robots. But I know they have on their platform, they have some information regarding how they can integrate their robot with different manufacturers, and we are one of those. And currently, they have all the information on running the robot with our 2D technology, Plot 2D, but they didn't have that for our 3D cameras. So that's where I came in, and they sent out a demo robot for me to play around with and start the integration process with our POBs. So I essentially took out some of the code they had already for the 2D technology and made some changes and modifications to adapt that the code to work with our 3D cameras. So that's why I worked a couple of days on that, and I sent them over all that info, and they were pretty happy with the job that was done.
All right, good work, Charlie. Thanks for that. And yeah, we'll do those live demos next round. Anything else before we move on? All right. I know Alexandro needs to step out. If you want to share something, Alexandro, the floor is yours. If you need to get going, that's totally understood.
Oh, I could, yeah, absolutely. If you don't mind, I will, yeah, I could, 4 minutes is enough. I just wanted to kind of talk about sensors for autonomous intelligence. It's one of the initiatives within SBB, and I think it would be really strong. I think it's one that kind of should fall. I think all of us on the call would find it very interesting. Let me. It's the one that I've really been gravitating towards a lot. So with this idea, it's really, obviously AI, deep learning is part of it. Right now, the big driving initiative that we have is on 3D perception, so point cloud data. The concept, as we've all heard, is we're moving away from a hardware manufacturer and trying to drive more into a software manufacturer. And with that idea, our sensors, rather than providing one or two types of data points, they're going to provide multiple different types of data points. So, a simple sensor could provide distance and other things, and then our software will know what the sensor is and be able to make adjustments and be able to solve multiple applications, because, instead of having, one product that provides 3D, we're starting to see products that provide 2D and 3D and distance and more things. So with that, I guess really I just wanted to kind of make you guys aware of a couple of the main initiatives, which is like the portfolio management. So what we're really working on right now is trying to build a way to not double up efforts within this. So combining multiple GBCs, multiple service clusters to work together on similar applications. So like our collaboration model, there's actually, if you could see, there's teams for each of these. So portfolio management is making sure that different companies, different parts of the company are working together to make to simplify the hardware, building the multiple activities with each other, and then I would say the collaboration is that idea of us working together from different units. So kind of, multiple SSCs, if there's other, quote unquote DCTs in other countries, having them collaborate with each other as well. And then on that point, I wanted to send this, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in the chat for you guys to sign up for. It's in May 17th, there's an upcoming webinar that we're going to be doing as far as the strategy network is to kind of really highlight and go more into detail with it. I know the US Gus has got a May 12th. We've got, similar thing just within SSCO5, but that one's going to be very, very broad and it's going to be really an overview. This is going to go more into detail for this specific one, which I think, like I said, I think for all of us on the call, it should make a lot more sense and it's way more of a technical discussion than some of the other initiatives within SBB. So there's that. I hear everybody else on this other call kind of joining in, so I'm going to have to jump off, but I just wanted you guys to be aware of it. You got the link to the upcoming webinar. I think you're going to be getting a link. Maybe you got it yesterday for the SSCO5 one, but this one I think is going to be a little bit more interesting for us. So I'll talk to you guys later. If you're not still on the call after my next call, we'll talk next week.
Right.
All right.
All
Bye
right.
now.
Sounds good. Thank you. Take care.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we have the link in the chat. So let's capture that, and then it'll be good, I think, for all of us to join that session and learn more about that initiative and where it's going. It's a 10-year span plan, but there's intermediate steps, and there are some activities that we are engaged with. We just want to keep building on that and take advantage of it. Is that the page that he shared?
That is the link that he shared.
Okay.
It's the same.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna have somebody check. So yeah, we'll look into that and try and figure out what the actual link is and get us some permission.
Yeah, I don't have permission for it too, but we'll circle back with Alexander. He's on that committee. So, all right, good. So, yeah, as we're moving along, there's a couple things here I want to share just before we get to the rest of the team. We have plans for along with PCA, and that's on some of these upcoming projects. Daniel, I think it was the Correct RX, right? The one you're engaged with Randall and doing preliminary testing. Is that the one?
That's the one, yes.
Okay. So, Eric, we will be extending this to you as well to take part of that effort. And this will be a hands-on training / testing for the APIs and for Panda applications. So a good exercise to get onto. Daniel will be connecting and reaching out with you, and then you guys will be working alongside with Randall up in the Bloomington office. So that'll be a good activity. And I think that's coming up in a week or two, Daniel?
May 10th, it's scheduled now. We only scheduled it for one day. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure we will discuss it during that day and see if we need to come in, because that's the Monday. If we need to spend more days, we can spend more days during that week.
Yeah. Yeah. If the schedule permit, let's take advantage of that. Maybe a day or two with Randall, and then you guys can spend more time being local to it there and then having access to it. So Eric and Daniel, you guys can connect on the details, and then especially for you, Eric, to get up to speed with that application and get some documentation, get familiar with that process. So we've seen a lot of trends in the Panda, in particular in the logistics world, with what we're getting from the UPS group, the CSG group. So it'll be a good training, good exercise because there'll be a lot of these projects where we're going to go on and execute. So
Good.
yeah, just wanted to pass that on, and let's start working towards that.
Sounds good. I look forward to that happening here.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, going on, let's see, Abdul, where do you stand with the Mercedes trainings, and how are we looking for the next few weeks? Is that accurate there? Abdul, I think you're on mute. Can you hear us?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Perfect. So, yeah, it looks pretty accurate for the upcoming weeks. So that looks good so far, the schedule that you guys have. We might get some extra training and building of the material, of new material. So stay tuned on that. I'm working on the background from that side of it. So, yeah. These are a mixture of 2 POs right now. Just an FYI.
Okay, but it's the same. It's for the mechatronics team, right? It just split up because of the fiscal year and the way we did it, correct?
It's split between 2 different mechatronics groups. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah, this is where the new one takes over.
Yeah.
So these ones are all grouped together, and then these ones are grouped together. Yeah, and then we still don't have the PO for the classes starting in September, but I know Abdul and I have a reminder on the calendar as we start getting closer to that point to start working on creating that scope of work so we can get that sent off to AIDT.
Okay, so that's the sortie or the ASRS application, Abdul, correct?
That's,
extra.
Yeah, that's
Okay, so first thing is developing the material. That's no problem. But do they want to introduce that this year into the mix, or what?
That's a good question, Salim. I need to get with Wade and see when he would like to start with that, you know?
Okay.
So
okay,
no
problem.
No answer as of now on this, yeah.
Okay. And then with this schedule, so for the next 4 weeks, I mean, and then you have a gap in between, then it picks up. I know you're planning for some time off later in August, but are you good with this from now until July, with the with the baby coming and all that? Are you comfortable with this stretch?
You know, and the I'm comfortable with the every other week, Salim. But when it gets to May and June, the 4 weeks in a row. Quite honestly, I might need some help, and there is no training to be done at these weeks. It's just the final exam on what they built. So, if there's anyone who can support on that and take some, some of this, that would be appreciated.
Okay, so is it the 3 weeks highlighted, or is it 4 for the finals?
Yeah, 3 weeks for the finals. This week is the last group of the Siemens pneumatics for Group 4, and then there's 3 weeks of finals. So, and that pneumatic one's fairly straightforward too. I think you could handle that, Salim.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Yeah, we need to talk about this. Yeah. Abdul, what would be ideal? Is it like every other week, or do you want to be relieved with this completely?
I think every other week is okay. There, Salim. So I would say let's leave it like this until we get closer. Are you okay with that, or you would like to plan it ahead and have something set in stone?
Yeah, I would like to plan for it if it's doable. So you're not completely stretched with it. If we're able to manage at least 1, if not 2 weeks to break it up, that's one. And at this point, I don't know if that's gonna happen, right? It's not like one of these trainings we could stretch out. So there's not much flexibility on the Mercedes side. I could be wrong, but that's how I'm reading it, right?
That's correct. An idea just came up to my mind. These 3 weeks, if I can get the schedule from Wade, because maybe we will have 1 student per day, which is 4 hours. And sometimes we will have only 2 students doing the finals in these days. So it depends how that would look. I might be totally fine with it, or I might really need some support there. So,
okay.
in other
so
words,
you're saying,
I can have,
okay, got it. So for some of these weeks for the final, it could be a light. It might be like half a day, so you're not spending 8 hours there.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. All right. Yeah, let's look into all these options and see what can be done. Yeah, we've got a few weeks out, so we'll take this offline and figure out what's that structure look like and try to balance it out.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
We'll get
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you from your side, if you can find out from Wade if that scenario where now we're stretching it to those 2 weeks in between, the week 26 and 27, if that's okay, or find out more as you look at the number of the students. If you said if it's like half a day, so that might be already it might be an option. And then we'll look internal what we can do to cover up. Okay, good. Anything else, Abdul?
No, that's it from my side.
Okay. Yeah, the one other thing I would say, just like what we mentioned with Charlie, so that demo that you were working on with Alexandra with that multi-physics box, I know I've seen it when you demonstrated it to SBD, but I think it'll be good to demonstrate for the team and take us through that, so let the rest of the team get familiar with it and ask questions, and it relates to other activities we got going on. So I'll leave that with you. Think about it. One, would it be feasible if you still have the products to do something? That'd be great. So think about that, Abdul, and it'd be nice to integrate it into one of these upcoming Fridays, if at all possible, with your schedule. I know you're sometimes you're at Mercedes on Fridays as well.
Yeah, I think next week should be good for me. Maybe at somewhere at 10:30, at the second half of the weekly meeting. That should be good. Yeah. So we can do it next week.
Yeah, and if you want, we can kick off with that. So it's these forums and meetings are made for this. So if you want to do it the first, that's fine. Just we'll work that out. That's no problem. what do you think? Half an hour or 45 minutes is good?
Yeah, I think yeah, even less than that. I think 20 minutes, 15 minutes.
20 minutes to half an hour with questions and
Yep.
open it up for the team. Okay, all right, that's cool.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, perfect. Yeah, let's plan for that.
Question for you, Abdul. Did you say you're looking at setting up some ASRS training there at Mercedes?
That's correct. They have some equipment over there that has been sitting and they are not using it for anything. And it's a perfect scenario for an ASRS or any type of other buffer system, like a first in, last out, first in, first out, So any type of these buffers could be simulated on that equipment. I'm not sure if you have seen it there before. I can send you a picture, but it's one small station that needs to be commissioned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know for my US, one of our UPS CSG projects, we're working on a phase 5 project with them that includes an ASRS. So I was just interested in what you had going on down there.
Yeah, I'll send you some pictures. I think we will use it for a filo buffers. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, man. I'll send you some pictures.
Okay. Good. Thank you, Abdul. Let's see. Gary, can you take us through what you? I know it was the week before with Alcon, but maybe a quick update there, and then a look ahead for the next couple of weeks, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I spent a week on site at Alcon, just updating their system and solving a few of the problems that they had listed. And so basically just updated their program, updated the HMIs, and they're pretty happy with the way things came out. So there's just a few little follow-up emails that I'm doing this week, but that one is complete. And then we have another purchase order that won't be for another week on site, and that won't be until the 3rd or 4th quarter with Alcon. So that's that one.
Yeah, thank you for that, Gary. Before we move to the any other activities on your side, so William, for the hours that Gary put in, there was 50 hours, 40 hours for work, and then 10 hours travel. So I put that in ADP for Moses. So that's there's 50 hours for last week reflected in ADP. It's not 60, and it was for last week. So Moses, thank you for taking care of that. It's reflected in your ADP. And Gary, thanks for completing that work and bringing this additional business. I know it's coming up for Q4, right? One day, one
Right.
integrate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Thank you for that. And yeah. So sorry, you had other things for the future looking, or at least next couple of weeks. Anything for us here to know?
No, I've just been working on the FCA proposal, and other than that, there's just some training and seminars that Divya has lined up for me to do for next week.
Okay.
So nothing really.
Okay. No, this is great. Thank you, Gary. I know we're engaged with this FCA proposal setting. It's coming together nicely. And so the broader team, what that is we had an application with FCA. So FCA is a Fiat Chrysler Automotive, and it's a Block 2D. So that was completed. It started out with just the system or the product from our side, and then we ended up we were pulled into the integration, and it was completed. So Eric, Nick did the actual work, and Charlie was supporting and working around. We get that application up and running. Customer is very happy with it. It's a replacement for a what was it, Charlie? The one system they had before, the competitive.
They had an old Sony VGA camera for localization of parts.
That didn't work too well, right?
Yeah, it was not good at all, and we replaced it with a longer system, the Block 2D camera.
Yeah. So that's running as we speak, and there's a potential for 7 of these applications in that same plan. And that's that proposal that Gary is mentioning. So he's helping us out from the digital business consulting side. We're putting that together, and we're pushing that along with the sales force. So with the hopes that we get those 7 applications. So more to come on that. And Gary, thank you for helping us out with that activity.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yep. Let's see. So Eric, we talked about the upcoming activities with the Panda, and then there'll probably be more alongside with that. Anything from your side you want to share, or any comments or questions, Eric?
Sure. Not too much. Just the past week, I was just trying to learn a little bit more about our various things through the SIA trainings, just to kind of learn about older things, newer things, things that are coming up. Putting some time into that. Of course, excited to jump on the Panda and correct RX stuff and all that kind of stuff. Learning a little bit more about that, and it's basically all I got right now.
All right. Perfect. Yeah, that training for the vision you're talking about, which should go alongside with these activities, and then get together with Daniel. He'll fill you in on that product that we have for the Corrector X, and you've probably seen some of it, but it's good to get your hands on it in preparation to these trainings. So that'll be good segue as these projects come through.
That sounds good.
Okay, perfect. Moses, anything on your side?
I'm okay.
All right. So Moses, I'm still waiting for the confirmation from the services team to do the training for the auditing for safety.
Okay.
So they don't have a set date. We know it's up in Detroit. I'm gonna inquire again about this, see where we stand on it. They're trying to work out the timing where they have the trainer, and it's a supervisor for that team to and then to work out the timing with that site. I know it's somewhere in Detroit area, so I'll come back to you. That'll be the very next engagement for you, and then we might have some activities with the logistics team that we will ping you for it as well. So stay tuned for that. And then we have William. Can you run us through your activities, your fun stuff with with the UPS group and the CSG team?
Sure. So I guess we'll start with MyUS. We're kicking off phase 3 and 4 here. Probably going to be the second and third week of June, I believe. June 9th will be the kickoff date. So we'll be on site installing some diverts on the inbound side, a new powered decline spiral, and a some type of visionary solution. It's not a camera tunnel. I think we're using a different scanner, and then putting in 6 divert lanes on the warehouse side. So that'll be a good 2-week project to get phase 3 and 4 wrapped up. Everything's on order for that. We're just waiting on the long lead times on that one. Outside of that, I've got a PO SICK has a PO in hand for RA Hare in Illinois for a 3-day site assessment. I'm waiting on the sales order to be generated for that so that can be scheduled. We also have another site assessment out in Sparks, Nevada for a customer, EU Petra, that keeps changing. I guess now it's down to a single day, and they want to try and get that done the week of the 17th. So trying to juggle those two around with all my PTO this month.
Okay.
Or I guess next month, not quite in May.
Okay. All right. That's so MyUS is captured there. He said second week of June, and then goes. We expect it to be done by end of June, right? Where I see the 20 hours there, that's a handoff, or? Yeah, William, I don't know if you're muted or.
I'm on mute.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm on mute. Over here talking to myself.
No problem.
So yeah,
no problem.
so we're going to start on June 9th, which is a Friday.
Right.
You know, with MyUS, we have to do all of our work in the evenings and weekends, and most of the heavy stuff is done on the weekend. So on the week of or the weekend of June 9th, we're taking down the inbound system to do the sorters, and we'll be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday doing that. Monday through Friday, we'll be doing some prep work for the warehouse side, building that power decline, getting everything in place so that we can take that system down the following weekend.
Okay.
And then we'll be commissioning and testing it, and should be done by the 23rd of June. So that's really the majority of the work will take place in this 2-week time frame. It's a Friday to Friday.
Okay. All right. And then that last 20 hours there, is that just support?
Yeah, that's support, project closeout, you know, getting all the admin tasks wrapped up. Yes.
Okay. All right. Got it. And then do we know with MyUS, so this is, we're assuming here that you are carrying on with your technical project management role and leading that effort all the way through. Is that accurate for MyUS?
Currently, yes, but I may need to pull somebody else in because I've got another customer that we met with yesterday that wants a site assessment that could potentially clash with the MyUS project.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's one, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need someone to take that on, right? To do the assessment while you're busy with MyUS. Is that where your thoughts are? Or do you think someone can fill in for you in between? Like take cover for MyUS? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be easier to have somebody cover at MyUS.
Okay.
Because really, the main thing I'm there for is to make sure things go smooth and be an extra set of hands and just make sure everything goes smoothly. We're not really responsible for doing much other than, making sure things go smooth.
Right.
Whereas on the site analysis, it's a little bit more detailed, and we haven't got anybody trained up on that yet.
Understood. Okay. No, makes sense. And before we talked about this more, is there room for us to do anything outside of the TPM with MyUS, or do we?
There is potentially. That second week when we install the vision solution, and I've talked with John Lopes already when he schedules that with services to just schedule one senior installer from services, and then we'll support and have somebody back them up and train on that. But I haven't heard back from John yet, but that'll be the second week of June. It'll be July. July 9th through July 23rd, so not June. So it'll be the 16th, 17th, and 18th, and 19th when we do the install for that. So July, not June.
But that's still MyUS, and the whole thing is in July.
Yes.
Okay, got it. So, and then what is the vision solution you're talking about? Isn't that a system, or is it a custom vision solution?
I'd have to double check with Charlie, but it's not our standard SICK camera tunnel. I believe we're using just a standard scanner, a barcode scanner, not a full camera system. I can't think of
scanner,
which
like
one.
A CLD or?
I'd have to double check my.
If you don't have it handy, it's fine. I'm trying to see who within the team that might have that knowledge base already. But I like where you're going with it, right? We want to introduce someone from our team, especially on those repeat activities, and this one, it'll be a safe environment, right? So let's say you are there leading the effort, and then we have a senior personnel from LTS, and then we have someone from our team to carry on there and train while supporting. So that'll be a paid effort, and we're also getting trained. In this case, probably hands-on training or maybe applications, because our team member might have that skill set. Let's find out more, right? What is it we're talking about, and if we have it within our wheelhouse.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm just waiting on John to get back to me with the scheduling of our internal resources so that I can align and figure out how we can support them.
Okay, perfect. So we might have another 40 hours on top there for
and we're also installing we're installing an OCR solution that first weekend. That we may be able to support that as well.
Okay. All right. Yeah, let's see. Let's push for that and engage someone from our team. We have good options here, and we got capacity to do it. So that'll be good. And then we have to figure out also if do you still think that collision is still there, or now that we're talking July, it will not conflict with your other site assessment?
I think it's too early to tell that. I mean, we're getting POs in now that are probably going to hit the June timeframe. So if anything else comes in between now and then, which I think I sit in on at least 2 calls with end users a week talking about doing potential site assessments. So it's a pretty hot commodity with UPS right now. They like the way that it qualifies the project.
All right. So we definitely wanna. I know you and I talked about this, that we need to reconnect on it, and see what's the mechanism, right, to establish that. So Daniel is Daniel still with us here? Yeah. So Daniel, we talked initially about getting you into this, get the that training that William got going on, and then might want to get Terry as well. We need to talk about that game plan and start stepping it up, so we build that team around you, William, so we can do more of these site surveys. And I think before we start having too many conflicts, so we can only be somewhere at a given point. So I think now we were watching it, right? See how that's gonna go. We've got the first few. Now you're saying and seeing a lot of inquiries, so we want to be prepared, so we're not missing out on it, and you're not getting burned out with it.
Absolutely, yeah. We need to start putting a plan in place, especially if they start picking up any more than they are.
Yeah. So if we look at that schedule, where are the other ones, William, where you will be doing these, or the one you have a PO for? Is it here?
No, it is in Peoria, Illinois, and I haven't scheduled it yet because I got my hand slapped last time I scheduled it before we had a sales order number.
Right.
It was entered with CSPM on Monday, and I still haven't heard anything. So I mean, we've had the PO for a week and a half and still don't have a sales order. So we need to figure out what's taking that process so long. I know on this one they didn't have the part number for the CPM Pro on there, and that seems what's holding it up, but that answer was resolved several days ago, and we still don't have anything. So, but it should be coming in, and that's a 3-day in Peoria, Illinois, or near Peoria, Illinois.
All right. Do me a favor. Let's add it here, and then we'll have a potential date. We won't. Yeah, I know what you mean when we've done it before, but where would you? We would have a whole new line for it, right? This is I don't see it listed.
I've just been putting them under the UPS CSGs for the
got it.
site assessments. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it just covers everything.
No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, looking at my schedule right now, I mean, it's hard being that they want me to go to Nevada the week of the 17th for a single day. That kind of rules out that week, so I might have, hold on, no. Am I in the right month? 16, yeah, so I'll have an 8 hours this week and probably the 3-day, 8 hours plus travel, so it's going to be 24, and this one's probably going to be 40. Yeah, I'll fly out Sunday and home Thursday, and that'll get me home before my daughter graduates. So that's tight, but we can do that one. This one is not here. At least we just forecasted. I think we might have another one hit here. That's going to be a full week in California. That one seems promising, and then I've got 3 or 4 others that we've submitted that we just haven't heard back on.
Okay. So week, are you traveling then?
No, I'm not traveling.
Am I
next
looking at
week.
it correctly? So so here, that's next week, right? Starting Sunday. Okay, so you're home next week.
Yeah, I'm home
Might
next
be
week.
traveling. Okay.
This one is not there either. So yeah, so these 2 weeks I'm still currently open, although I'm only available Monday through Wednesday of calendar week 19. And then I'm driving to Louisiana on Thursday and home on Sunday.
Okay. So you won't be able to travel for that one, the Euro or whatever we got PO for, because that's a full week. Is that right?
Peoria is 3 days on site, and I won't be able to do it that week just because I need to be home Thursday, and their flights out of middle of nowhere, Illinois, they have one at 6 a.m. and noon, so I wouldn't be able to catch that on a Wednesday. So that week's out for Peoria.
Okay. And next week is completely out of the question. So that push it to week 20, and that's those 3 days. And then
no. So this is going to be the 1 day in Reno, Nevada. It's going to take me, 5 hours to fly out there on Monday. Say we do the site assessment on Tuesday, and then 5 hours or so to fly home on Wednesday. So that's the 3 days there. This is the Peoria, Illinois one.
Okay.
And then I'm on PTO this week, and then that's going to be the 4PE Express in City of Commerce, California, and that's an entire week on site. So I'll actually probably fly out on Sunday and home on Saturday for that one.
Okay. But that one, we have a PO for that one?
No, not yet. That
Okay.
one's pending, but we had the call with the customer yesterday, and they really want to schedule it. And I told them the soonest I'd be able to do it was probably that second week of June.
Okay.
So, and then I've got, what do we got? We've got one for Cigar Kings, which I don't know if that one's actually going to hit, but we've submitted that scope of work. We've got one for Royal Books that we've submitted, and I haven't heard anything back on. We've got another one for SPD Cases that's been submitted. We've got the Vermont Teddy Bear that we're working on. And then I believe we're briefing EOS and 4over site assessments next week, and there'll probably be follow-on projects for both of those projects coming from that review of their site assessments.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So let's do this for let's get together on Monday, this coming Monday, and we'll figure out the game plan, for building that team to take on with this, and then we'll use that window, right, for those next couple of weeks. Whatever makes sense to step someone there, handing out the material and whatever it is we can do. And then if I'm looking at this, maybe that week when you will be on the Euro one, maybe we talk about someone to shadow you, but we'll figure that out. And then when these other ones start hitting, we should be in a better shape. And then we'll figure out if that process is working, and we can have duplicates that things happening in parallel and fast forward. So when you tied up with my US, we have the game plan. So this is just very high level, just looking at what we have now. I know this is fluid, but we'll do a deeper dive to it. I'll set something up for Monday for us to take to run it.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, perfect. Anything else, William?
I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I can't think of what it is, so I'll
Yeah.
say no.
No, there's a lot of stuff going on. This is all good. So, yeah, if you remember, just jump back in. There's a couple of things going on with SVD that I'd like to update the team on. And this is something we're driving with our sales force. So Susan and myself are working on that on the front end. And then we have Daniel and Chris been helping us out with a lot of details and a lot of legwork activities. Now, what this all means is we had SBD team now coming back, and they want us to they want us to get onto their site and do site surveys. It's a little different from what we've done before. They were calling it plan and prep, where they would give us some details up front, stating number of assets, what type, and what have you. Now they're saying they would give us, minimum information, and they expect us to go in and vet out their sites and figure out all these details as conduct these surveys and come back with a report that details down to the computer names and numbers and data drops, locations, IDFs, number of assets, machine types, manual assembly, all this good stuff, okay? They have a budget for that. That's good. That was a hurdle for the longest time. And they want us to do it. They don't want to work with anyone else. So we are their preferred supplier. So that's all good. And now we're building momentum with this team. So they gave us the first 5 sites, and that would be 5 plants up in the East Coast. I'm going to pull up here that information and disclose it with you. So we are preparing for this activity. We've been waiting for this for the longest. So let me show you, just to give you a glance of what we're talking about, what these sites are. Basically, so this is an email from them. This was there's a reply from us, but this came up yesterday. These are the 5 plants for sick discovery and assessment. Now they're calling it, and primarily in East Coast. So East Longmeadow in Massachusetts. This one is, I would treat this one as 2 sites. It's 2 buildings, and it's got a good number of assets, 300 in total. I didn't think this East Longmeadow is that large. So, which is good for us in this case. There's some that are connected, but that's only certain percentage. So 80% out of 200, so that's 160. They have 40. We still have a good 100, 120 to go. This is 100 assets, 80%, so that's 80 assets in this other building. And we have a follow-up meeting with them on Monday to go through the questionnaire and also the machine tracker, right? What's our deliverables? So that's in the works. It's information for you right now to keep you in the loop. And yeah, those are the sites: New Britain, Holliston, Massachusetts. It's all in between Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Pennsylvania, Allentown, and Farmington. So yeah, we will be coming back to you guys with more details. The game plan now is for Daniel and Chris Casey to go in and lead those 5 plants. And then we're gonna have someone from our team or a couple team members probably to tag along and learn the process and carry this one through, because starting with 5 and with a potential up to 60 sites in the US they're talking about. So it's exciting. It's coming along. This would drive. It will help us here with the utilization, but more importantly is it will drive business with the data integration and possibly automation with a customer that we've been on this journey with for 2 years, 2+ years. So that's happening. Daniel, do you want to add anything? And I'm also interested to know which ones did you visit in with New Britain or any other sites so far?
No, I haven't visited one of these sites, but it's quite a large facilities like that. East Longmeadow, the 2 facilities there, and New Britain also. That's decent sized facilities, and it's going to take some effort from us to get through that. I think especially because they say like 80% of the machines is going to must be connected to what they want connected. So I would say my guess would be like 2 weeks per building, roughly, as a estimate at this stage. I think if we put it into that calculator, what we had with William prepared, we might get a better idea for it. But it's going to take some time.
Okay. Yeah, that's. I mean, this is fresh data, right? We got it late yesterday, and we have a follow-up with them on Monday. Do me a favor, please, digest through this a little bit, and then do you have that calculator that we did just a few weeks ago? Do you have that?
I think we did for the
initial. Yeah, I just pulled it
Sorry?
up. I was going to plop it. I just pulled it up. I was going to plop these numbers in it real quick and see what it showed us.
Okay.
Yeah, because we worked out roughly half an hour per asset to do the site assessment, and if we look at that, that's 80 of the 100. It's 80 hours or 80 devices, half an hour for each. That's 40 hours for the one building.
Yeah, and so let me know, William, when you're ready. If and I can read this out just to factor it in, just to have a sense of what's that like. And Daniel, keep in mind now the scope is broader, so we would need a little bit more time, especially if we want to locate those IDF and get down to the PC names and numbers and MAC numbers, all that, serial numbers, all that good stuff. So that's gonna we might need more time for that. And also, if it is like two people, and then we have let's say if you and Chris, let's say you and someone else from the team to take, especially those large ones, like to start with, let's say you do the chestnut one, say you and Muhammad and Chris and Terry, whatever that mix is, but we have, more than one person, just to see what would that look like.
Oh yeah. It would be ideal to have 2 people per site, and for the bigger sites, and to get the other guys up to speed also. So when
Right.
we get to the smaller ones, they can do it on their own.
Yeah. Now in this one here, this is the first 5. So we'll do everything we need to get, you know, better out and establish the process and everything. This would make the most sense. I don't know if these are by priority, but maybe just from a size perspective, this is where we would want, you know, someone to shadow. So if we start here, we definitely want to take advantage of that. And then we can move on to those medium and small. So this one is just, it's not many compared to this, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So how many assets are we looking at for East Longmeadow Building 1? Are we going to go with that 200 assets?
I would go with 200 because, and then come back and say if these are 39 are connected and reliable and all that, because me and SPD team, they were among themselves, they were not certain. Some thought East Longmeadow is completely done, and then now Chris from SPD side came back and said no, and now we have this data. So I would go with the full number because we might have to validate certain things, and if they say no for certain, then we can also trim it down. So I would go worst case scenario.
Okay, so 200 for Building 1, 100 for Building 2.
Yeah.
What is New Britain? I'm seeing 35.
So 15 to 20, so 20, 30, and these are 4 assets here. So 34, this one, they stay completely connected, so we don't have to do this one. Don't know about that's, yeah.
All right, so let's just call it
35.
35.
Yeah, 34, 35, yeah.
Okay. Holliston, 30 to 40 assets, so let's call it 40.
Yeah.
Allentown is 10.
No, say total similar to Holliston, so that would be 40 because they have 10 connected.
Yeah, Holliston is 40, but Allentown is 10.
No, 10 is already connected, and they say
Oh,
total
okay.
is similar. Yeah, so I would go with 40, especially if we have to validate those 10.
Okay, and then Farmington.
Lots of manual. They say 7. They think to connect.
7.
So I would say 10 because 7 off some because when they say that, so yeah, 10 is probably a good number to start with.
Okay. So based
Hey,
off
Salim.
of the current, go ahead.
Yes.
Sorry to
Charlie.
interrupt. I'll be taking off as we have a FCA meeting soon. I don't know if you'll be joining anytime soon or not.
Yeah. I'm running that meeting too. So we got a couple of minutes here. Let's see what these initial numbers are. Let me stop sharing, and then we have to get going. Daniel, you guys can carry on with this, but what does that look like?
So we're looking at 165 hours for Building 1, 90 hours for Building 2, and then roughly a week for the other 3, and a half a week for Farmington, roughly.
Okay.
Well, so there's two people at Building 1 for 2 weeks, 2 people.
Yep. And then 2 people for a week at Building 2. And then these ones, I guess we could send one person out to and hit 2 of them in a week if we wanted to.
Yeah. Okay. So Daniel, if we can promote for, and those 2 people, it'll be let's say you and someone else from the team other than Chris. And if we say 1 week, then let's say you and Muhammad, for example, take in building 1. Are you good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think we need to because like the first day or two will be Mohammed will just be shadowing and not actually just working, and it might go slower, so it won't be fully. It might go 2.5 weeks, and not.
Okay.
We will have to judge it and see how we get along with it. But because also, as you point out, there's more responsibility for us on this now. It's not just doing a site assessment, it's also looking at the networks and all of that. So it might need some more time to find the network points and the IDS where they are. And so, yeah.
Okay. All right, good. So that 165, William, is the estimated number of hours, right? Based on
correct
200. Okay.
Yeah, that's with 30 hours for the first 20 machines, and then 3/4 of an hour for every machine after that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll make mention of that now that it depends on the other criterias, right? Because with the additional scope, that's a good initial setting. Can you send this to Daniel and myself, please, and include Chris, William, please? Now you did it. And with that,
Okay.
I need to. Yeah, thank you for that. I need to jump onto this other call. So thanks, everyone. It's as you see, things are moving nicely. We're getting prompts and we're getting projects. So stay tuned. I'm sure you're gonna have questions coming along that relates to projects and ADP and what have you. So just and be prepared to get pulled into these projects. So thank you, and we will be talking soon. Have a good day, everyone, and have a good weekend.
Thank you. Take care.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Great weekend, everyone.
Thanks.
I think we're done, William.